5 chilling 911 calls revealed, unveiling true crime cases that shook the world. Welcome back, or if you're new, a haunting hello. I'm your host at Crime Chronicles by PK, your gateway to the chilling depths of true crime. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon to get notified of our latest eerie tales. Your support keeps these sinister stories coming your way. In today's episode, we bring you face to face with chilling tales of true crime, all linked by one common thread, a single phone call. This is the dark tale of 5 unforgettable 911 calls, each shedding light on the very worst and sometimes the very best of humanity. Let's dive in. First is the case of a brave girl, Lisa Floyd.
Standing emergency. What's the standing emergency?
My mommy and daddy are having a fight.
Is she hitting her?
What? I'm talking to the police, Mommy. Stop it! Mommy! Stop it! Don't take the baby! Don't think you're gonna hurt the baby! Stop it! Could you just send the police, please?
Okay, we're going to be there. Who's taking your baby?
Stop it! No! Jaya, shut up!
Let me talk to you. Where's your mom?
What?
What's going on?
They're having a fight because this has been going on forever and ever. They always have this because he has a cousin. He's always drinking beer and getting drunk. And Mom,
What's his name? What is his name? Your father's name?
Pierre.
Pierre?
Yeah.
What's his last name?
I don't know, but I think his
Is
name
he white, black, or Hispanic?
is black.
He's your father?
He's my stepfather.
Okay, how old is he?
I don't know.
Lisa Floyd was a 6-year-old girl who made a distressing 911 call as her mother, Cindy Floyd, was being beaten by her stepfather, Pierre. In the call, Lisa can be heard begging the dispatcher to send the police. The call is a chilling testament to the terror she and her mother were experiencing. Years after this call was made, Kit Gruel, an advocate for domestic abuse survivors, decided to find out what had happened to Lisa. She was able to locate Lisa, but found her in her own abusive relationship. With Kit's help, Lisa managed to escape this situation. Lisa was surprised to learn about the widespread use of her 911 call, which is often used to educate people about the effects of domestic violence on children. She recalls calling the police hundreds of times as a child, and Child Protective Services visited her home at least 23 times. However, she and her siblings were never removed from the home. Looking back, Lisa wishes they had been. Despite her traumatic past, Lisa has managed to build a future for herself. She acknowledges that she still has many lessons to learn and obstacles to overcome, but she is not afraid to face them. She credits her growth to the people who entered her life during her transition and took the time to encourage and nurture her. A Michael Myers-inspired murder.
Concord County 911, where is your emergency?
My house,
What's the address?
152 River Creek Lane.
Okay, what's the emergency?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
What?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
You just killed your mother and your sister? How did you do that?
I shot him with a .22 revolver.
And what is your name?
Jake Evans.
Are you sure they're dead?
Yes.
Okay, do you, is there any reason that you were so angry at your mother and your sister?
I don't know. I wasn't. It's weird. I wasn't even really angry with them. It just kind of happened. I've been kind of planning on killing for a while now.
The two of them, or just anybody?
Pretty much anybody.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really like people's gratitude.
This is the story of Jake Evans, a 17-year-old boy from Texas whose life took a dark turn after watching the 2007 Halloween film directed by Rob Zombie. It is a prequel and remake of the classic 1978 movie that depicts a 10-year-old Michael Myers, a notorious figure in the horror genre, commits a series of murders. The film's opening scene, where Myers kills his family including his sister, Judith, particularly influenced Jake Evans. Tragically, Jake watched this film 3 times in a week and was so influenced by Myers' character that he decided to emulate his actions in real life. Jake took a .22 revolver, stolen from his grandfather, and shot his own mother, Jamie Evans, who was 48 years old, and his 15-year-old sister, Mallory. In a written confession released after his arrest, Jake revealed that he was particularly inspired by the film's opening scene, where Myers murders his family. He was struck by the ease with which the character committed the murders and the lack of remorse he showed afterward. Jake believed he would feel the same way after committing such a horrific act. Originally, Jake had planned to extend his killing spree to his grandparents and his older sister Emily. However, he had a change of heart and instead called 911, confessing to his crimes. Jake was arrested shortly after his confession and was later charged with capital murder. After being deemed unfit to stand trial by 2 psychologists, he was placed in a state mental health hospital until 2015. Eventually, Jake pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and was sentenced to 45 years in prison. He will be eligible for parole after serving half his sentence, including the time he has already served. The 6th Murder and Suicide by Doan Spirit.
Gilchrist County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I just shot my daughter and shot all my grandkids, and I'll be sitting on my step, and when you get here, I'm going to shoot myself.
What is the address that you're at, sir?
2550 Northwest, 25 Terrace, Down Spirit. Every one of them are dead.
You said your name is Doan Spirit?
Yep.
All right, Doan, what kind of gun do you have?
It doesn't matter what kind of gun I got. They're all dead, and then when you get here, I'll shoot myself, and then you figure out what kind of gun it is.
How long ago did this happen, Doan?
I don't want to hear it, man. I'm done with every fucking thing. Just bring the motherfuckers out here, that's all. You got all the kids are dead in the house.
Okay, how many people? Okay, how many people?
6 kids, 1 adult.
This is the story of Doan Spirit, a man who committed an unthinkable act of violence against his own family before taking his own life. In September 2014, Doan Spirit murdered his daughter, Sarah Spirit, and her 6 children, who ranged in age from just a few months old to 11 years old. After the murders, Doan called 911, in a chilling conversation with the dispatcher, confessed to his crimes. When law enforcement arrived at the scene, Doan was still on the property. He engaged in a brief conversation with the officers before turning his gun on himself. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the small community of Bell, a town of just 350 people in Florida. The local school, where some of the children were students, provided grief counselors to help their classmates cope with the loss. Investigations into Doan's past revealed a history of violence and criminal activity. He had previously served time in prison for a felony gun charge, and in 2001 he had accidentally killed his 8-year-old son in a hunting accident, an event that reportedly sent him spiraling into depression and drug abuse. This story is a stark reminder of the devastating impact of violence and the importance of mental health support and intervention. The Ohio serial killer, Sean Gray.
911, what is the address to your emergency?
By the 4th Street Laundromat.
What is it?
4th Street Laundromat.
What's the problem?
I've been abducted.
What's your name? How do you spell your last name? Who abducted you?
Sean Green.
You said John Green?
Sean Great.
Where's he at now?
Asleep.
Where's he sleeping at?
In the bedroom. Please hurry.
Sean Great was born on August 8, 1976. He was a man who had a way of drawing people in. Great was described as a charmer with a dark side. He was a drifter who between 2006 and 2016 terrorized vulnerable women in Ohio, sexually assaulting them before taking their lives. In September 2016, a woman whose identity has been kept confidential was held captive by Great. She was tied up in an abandoned house in Ashland, Ohio. Great had kidnapped her and over the course of 2 days sexually assaulted her. On September 13, 2016, while Great was asleep, the woman managed to loosen her ties and reach for Great's phone. In a whispered voice, she dialed 911 and told the dispatcher that she had been kidnapped. She described the man who was holding her captive and the house she was in as best as she could. The 911 dispatcher asked her if there was any way she could get out of the building. The woman, fearing that she would wake Great, responded in a whisper, "I don't know without waking him." The call lasted for about 20 minutes, during which she softly relayed answers to help police find the house. The police responded to the call and arrived at the house, which was supposedly vacant. They found the woman safe and arrested Great, who was asleep in a bedroom. Upon searching the property, they discovered the bodies of 2 women. Great later led them to a 3rd body in neighboring Richland County. Great was charged with kidnapping, raping, and murdering multiple women in Ashland County, Ohio. He admitted to the crimes but did not plead guilty. He is now on death row, awaiting execution. Lastly, we have the extraordinary courage of Robin Doan.
Sheriff's Office, 911.
Ma'am, there was a shootout in my house. I don't know who's alive in my house, and I'm scared.
Where are you at?
7142 Highway 70. It's about 13.3 miles out from the bowling alley.
What's your name?
Robin Doan, my parents, Michelle Conrad and Brian Conrad. I'm scared after this, and I don't know what
Robin
to do.
Downs?
Yes, ma'am.
Brian Conrad.
My mom is alive.
Okay, I'll stay on with you. I've got the ambulance and the fire departments coming too, okay?
Thank you so much.
They're coming. Stay there. You don't see any other vehicles or strange people around your home or anything?
No, ma'am.
You didn't see a car drive off of any kind?
No, ma'am.
You just heard the shots fired?
And I saw the lights on innocence, so I'm assuming they stole some stuff.
Okay.
I can't believe it.
Okay.
And all I want right now is my blanket and my pillow. I'm scared.
I know you are.
On September 30, 2005, a 10-year-old girl, Robin Doan, mustered the courage to get out of bed and dial 911. Robin was living a normal life in a rural farmhouse in Pampa, Texas with her mother, Michelle, who was 6 months pregnant, her stepfather, Brian Conrad, a farmer, and her older brother, Zach. They were an all-American family, well-liked by everyone who knew them. On this day, an intruder named Levi King broke into her home and initiated a horrifying shooting spree. Robin was awakened by her mother's screams and the sound of gunshot. King, armed with an AK-47, shot Robin's stepdad, Brian Conrad, 3 times. He shot the family's dog, Molly, twice, and then turned the gun on Robin's mum, Michelle, who was pregnant and screaming, and shot her 6 times. King's killing spree ended after shooting Zach, Robin's brother, 3 times. After hearing Levi King approach her bedroom, Robin leapt into her covers and waited. King fired 2 bullets at her bed, but miraculously, she survived. Only 1 shot grazed her left leg. Robin, despite her young age, had the incredible presence of mind to play dead. She stayed still and silent for 2 long, terrifying hours.
And so I had to pretend like I was dead for 2 whole hours.
After 2 hours of the massacre, everything went quiet. A terrified Robin managed to call 911 using the home's cordless phone. She told the operator that there had been a shootout in her house and she didn't know who was dead. She also expressed her fear and her longing for her mother. Levi King was later apprehended and pleaded guilty to capital murder for the deaths of Michelle Conrad, Brian Conrad, and Zach Doan. On October 6, 2009, a jury sentenced Levi King to life without the possibility of parole. He was extradited back to Missouri to serve his sentence. Despite the trauma and loss, Robin has shown resilience. She was still grappling with the haunting memories of that night, but refused to let the past define her. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Your time and attention mean the world to me. Again, if you found this video interesting and would like to support the channel, the best way to do that is by hitting that subscribe button. Also, if there's a specific case or topic you'd like me to cover, please drop a comment below. I'll be reviewing your suggestions and considering them for future videos. Your input is always invaluable. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.